Nice. That's what I like to hear.
Burgers. Alright, let me get festive before we get into this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What are you fucking doing?
Put on my sweater.
I wish I got a screenshot of that in time.
It's time to open this garbage bag. Alright, y'all ready? Alright.
Watching. You're recording, right? Wait, is it Cory in the house? Oh my god. This is a picture. Oh. Oh.
Hello, White House. Cory Baxter is just a regular kid from San Francisco until his dad is hired as a chef by the President of the United States. Cory moves into the White House and soon he's having midnight snacks with the most powerful man in the country. Now all he needs are a few friends. Oh, so when Cory is invited to an event honoring a famous horse?
Horse?
He pretends to be the riding champion?
Huh.
This escalated really
Is
fast.
this like a fan fiction novel?
Alright, we're gonna find out. Then a suspicious classmate dares him to take the reins. Will Cory's new friends find out he's just been horsing around?
Okay. This is really a fan fiction novel at this point.
It's got 244p pictures from the show. Look
Yeah?
at this.
Look at that.
8 pages of photos from the show. Look at this.
Look at this shit. Look at this fool.
Wow. Wow. I can't show you all of the pictures because that would be copyrighted.
You're right.
It's me.
You can't. It's for you.
Same energy. Check out all the books.
Okay.
There's one and then another one coming soon. That's it.
Yeah?
That's it. There's no more. Just those two.
I wanna know where the other one's at. Where is it?
Look at this.
Look at this fool. Fuck.
I vote we read this all together. Part 1.
Part 1, okay.
Dang, thought Cory Baxter as he looked out the car window. I cannot believe I'm here. 5 days earlier, Cory and his dad, Victor, had left their San Francisco home and begun to drive across the United States. Today, they'd finally reached their destination, Washington, D.C. During his presidential campaign, Richard Martinez had stopped to eat at Mr. Baxter's restaurant, The Chill Grill. He'd loved the food. Who wrote this? So much
I
he
did.
promised Mr. Back. It doesn't have an author.
I'm telling you, it's me.
Okay. So much
It's
he
for
promised
me.
Mr. Baxter a job if he won the election. Martinez had stayed true to his word. After he was elected, he asked Mr. Baxter to be the presidential chef. Victor Baxter had decided the opportunity was too good to pass up, so now he and Cory were moving into a new house, the White House. As Mr. Baxter stepped out of the car at the White House guard booth, Cory realized what a big deal it really was. He and his dad were going to be living at the same place as the commander-in-chief. Yeah, not like the president or anything. The commander-in-chief.
What's the difference?
Let me go ahead and just turn in my United States residency card with that one, because it clicked. Cory Baxter reporting for duty. He cried as he saluted the Marine sergeant on duty. And his dad, Victor, Mr. Baxter quickly added. He pointed to the photo on his ID card. That's me. I'm the new White House chef. You see, President Martinez came to my restaurant and he loved my gumbo. My dad used real crab legs, Cory interrupted. Yeah,
Real
I
crab
do,
legs?
Mr. Baxter confirmed. He paused, then switched gears. Anyway, the president promised me that if he got elected, he would... Cory tapped his dad on the shoulder. Dad, the gate's open, he whispered as he looked at the unsmiling guard. Step on it before the man changes his mind. Right, Mr. Baxter agreed, hitting the gas. A few minutes later, Mr. Baxter and Cory were carrying moving boxes into the White House. Man, the president hooked us up, Cory cried, checking out their plush suite. This place is tight. Cory and his dad looked around the elegantly furnished living room. An expensive-looking rug covered a portion of the hardwood floor. A crystal chandelier hung from the ceiling, and vases of flowers rested on antique end tables. Cory paused in front of a marble fireplace. It's our new home, son, Mr. Baxter said, as though he still couldn't believe it. We're living in the White House.
That we are.
Bring! Still holding moving boxes, Mr. Baxter and Cory looked around the luxurious room for a telephone. That's the hotline, Mr. Baxter realized as he spotted a red phone. It's the president! Bring! As Mr. Baxter started toward the phone, Cory blocked his path. He had an idea. Dad, he said calmly. Let it ring. You don't want to seem too anxious. Mr. Baxter hesitated, which was all Cory needed. He tossed his moving box at his father and scrambled toward the phone. I'll get it, Dad. Don't worry. You'll get it, Mr. Baxter said with a surprise. He dropped both boxes and lunged after his son. They wrestled for control of the hotline, but Cory picked up the phone first. I'd beat the shit out of my child if he did that. Like, oh my... Don't be a wise guy, Mr. Baxter scolded. He glared at Cory and pulled the phone out of his son's hands. Then he froze in horror. The receiver was off the hook. He hoped the president hadn't heard him. Hesitantly, Mr. Baxter put the phone to his ear. No, not you, Mr. President. Yes, Mr. President. Of course, Mr. President. Yes, I'll get right on that, Mr. President. Mr. Baxter hung up. That was the president, he said matter-of-factly. Cory rolled his eyes. I got that part, Dad. What did he want? It's my first official assignment, Mr. Baxter said proudly. His daughter wants a hot fudge sundae. Dang. Cory grinned and clapped his dad on the back.
Clapped? He clapped his son? Where's that? What?
Cory grinned and clapped his dad on the back.
I can't read.
I know.
Wait! Stop! I can get a screenshot of that one! Alright, we're good.
Mr. Baxter rushed toward the kitchen. It wasn't exactly a matter of national security, but it was obvious his dad was taking his new job seriously. Go, Dad, go, Cory called. I believe in you. As soon as Mr. Baxter had disappeared into the kitchen, Cory ran towards his new bedroom. He had some ideas he wanted to discuss with the president. What better time to pitch an idea than over ice cream, he thought. Cory hurried out, the wheels of his brain already in motion.
Mine too.
In the kitchen, Mr. Baxter began to talk to himself. Okay, I need ice cream, walnuts, and cherries, he said, slipping into a red chef's jacket. He scrambled around.
What did
the
I come
kitchen.
back to?
We're reading Cory in the House for Christmas. Please be seated and pay attention.
No thanks.
Where are the cherries? He asked in a panic. As Mr. Baxter frantically searched the cupboards, the president's assistant walked in. Samantha Samuels wore black framed glasses, a blazer that looked just like it had been ironed, and a serious expression. Chef Victor, she snapped. Startled, Mr. Baxter whirled around. What? Miss Samuels scanned the clipboard in her hands. I need to know your status. My status? Replied Mr. Baxter, confused. Well, I have a lovely wife who's studying law in England, and my daughter Raven is going to college. Not your personal status, Miss Samuels shouted. The Sunday, man, the Sunday. Oh, right, said Mr. Baxter. Momentarily, I just have to find the cherries. As Mr. Baxter continued his search, Cory strode in carrying a briefcase. He changed out of his t-shirt and khakis into his sharpest suit. Cory Baxter, American businessman, he announced. The president's assistant nodded crisply. Samantha Samuels, assistant to the president. Put her there, ma'am. Cory shook Miss Samuels' hand. You wouldn't happen to know where the president is free for a meeting? Miss Samuels raised with an eyebrow. With whom? Cory Baxter, American businessman, Cory replied, smoothing the lapels on his jacket. I have some thoughts on the economy, global marketing, even a line of presidential bobbleheads. Cory snapped his briefcase open. Inside was a bobblehead doll that resembled President Martinez. Cory picked up the doll and tapped its oversized head. He nodded his own head yes along with the doll. Miss Samuels frowned. Let me explain to you how this works. You and your father live downstairs and take care of the kitchen. The president lives upstairs and takes care of the rest of the country. So as to you and your bobblehead agenda, she took the doll and made it shake its head no. Tragic. Behind them, a little girl skipped towards Mr. Baxter. Wow, she exclaimed. Something looks yummy. It was Cory. Cory turned and looked at her. She wore a black dress with a red ribbon around the collar, white tights, and Mary Jane shoes. The president's assistant cleared her throat. Chef Victor, Cory, this is Sophie, the president's daughter. America's angel, gushed Mr. Baxter, delighted to meet the first daughter. That's what they call me, Sophie said cheerfully. Mr. Baxter looked at the sundae. It still needed one more thing. Now, where are those goddamn cherries, he mumbled. As he resumed his search, Sophie skipped over to Cory. Hey, Cory, she said, maybe you and I can play sometime. Ooh. Cory smiled at her. She had long brown curls, dimples, and an adorable smile. Look at you. You are too cute, Cory said. What do you like to play? I like CBT, Sophie replied. Sophie swished her skirt. I like tea parties, dress up, and playing with my dollies, she replied. And looked up at Cory. Oh, where are my manners? What do you like to play? Well, I like video games, basketball, playing the drums, Cory said, listing off his favorite activities. No, Sophie interrupted. No, Cory asked, surprised. Sophie stomped her foot. You like tea parties, dress up, and playing with my dildos. Cory looked up at her. Sophie was the president's daughter. I know what that means, Cory thought. What Sophie wants, Sophie gets. Okay, Cory said with a sigh. Sophie waved her hand. Don't worry, you'll catch on. With Raven off to college and his mom in England, Cory had thought his days of being bossed around were over. Obviously, he had been wrong. Yep, Cory replied. I'm pretty much catching on already. End of chapter 1. That's enough for us tonight. But we've got... How many more chapters? There's 6.
I don't know, you tell us.
And an advertisement for Radio Disney.
Well, yeah, I wonder if that's actually around. Can you look that up?
It should be. I won Lady and the Tramp on Diamond Edition from there. The High School Musical books. Cory in the House All-Star Edition coming this August. And Hannah Montana. I'm so overjoyed that I have this piece of literature here in my hands.
I am too. That's a really good book.
Thank you to Mephikun Archer for sending me this. Cory in the House, new kid in town.
Turk, can you go live on Twitch and just read the book live on Twitch?
Don't think it's how live on Twitch works on live on Twitch. Maybe it was live on anything else.
I think I could do it, Tyler.
Why are you giving in to him?
That sounds like a great idea. I see at least 3 whole viewers coming from that.
At a minimum.
It sounds like a win.
It does. It's more than your normal streams.
Well, okay, you're really toxic, Tyler. You should have just kept speeding, I think.
Refunding arc. Refunding
No.
arc.
Wait, what do you mean refunding? Wait,
Refunding arc as well.
What do you mean? What do you mean refunding?
I take it back.
What do you mean?
So you do a refund whenever you purchase something that you didn't mean to and you want your money back.
No.
Exactly.
You meant to buy it.
Refunding arc.
No. Fofa, you have like...
I literally can't. I literally can't. It's like 3 years old at this point since I bought it.
And you